To UAE right now. As we can see, Prime Minister Modi is having a bilateral engagement with the Emir of Dubai in Abu Dhabi. Let's play out those visuals for you. These are the live visuals we are bringing to you. Prime Minister being greeted. There's a firm handshake taking place between the Emir of Dubai. As we all know, he's the monarch of UAE and being welcomed. In fact, the Indian Prime Minister is being welcomed by the monarch, and it is a grand welcome for the Indian Prime Minister. As we know, Prime Minister Modi has quite a standing now in the Middle East. The bilateral ties between India and the UAE have only grown from strength to strength under the aegis of Prime Minister Modi. As we all were also highlighting to you that it was in the year 2015 that Prime Minister was the first Indian Prime Minister to visit UAE ever since the year 1981. And ever since then, we've seen the transactional relationship between both the countries turn into a more, in fact, it's transformed into a more flourishing bilateral engagement. For more details, let's quickly go across to Siddhant, who's live with us. Siddhant, what should we now expect from this bilateral engagement? It is the third of the Prime Minister ever since he arrived in UAE.
Well, that's absolutely right. In fact, Prime Minister shares a personal rapport with the Prime Minister of UAE and the ruler of Dubai, and perhaps the bilateral talks are right now underway in Dubai. Post the bilateral talks, Prime Minister Modi is going to deliver a key speech at World Government Summit, and in fact post that is going to head back to Abu Dhabi to participate in the BAPS temple inauguration. So right now we are at BAPS temple inauguration venue, and perhaps would like to draw your attention and viewers attention to this Khalij Times editorial, and you can see that this editorial is full of advertisement on BAPS temple and the contribution of BAPS society. In fact, Mahant Swami Maharaj's photo is here. Then Prime Minister Modi's photo is also here, also in the editorial. You can see here. This is at the time of the invitation which was extended to Prime Minister Modi in New Delhi in the month of January. At that time, this photo was taken when the invitation was extended to him. So that photo is also the statements of the people from the Indian community, that how much they are excited about it and how this will perhaps enhance people-to-people ties between the two countries. You can see all the Indian companies working in UAE has perhaps given advertisement welcoming Prime Minister Modi. All the diaspora groups, Indian company. Now this is from the Danube group, the full page advertisement to welcome Prime Minister Modi. So the newspapers in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi are filled with full of the yesterday's coverage of Prime Minister Modi, and also today his engagements. And perhaps you can understand the excitement and the kind of warm welcome that Prime Minister Modi is receiving in UAE. It's unprecedented, cannot be compared at all. From Khalij Times to the National, all the leading newspapers here in UAE are full of the coverage of Prime Minister Modi's visit to UAE. Back to you.
Siddhant, tell our audiences business that's been done in the meanwhile, because we're looking at these visuals of the Prime Minister meeting leadership right now. This is the Emir of Dubai. Earlier, of course, he met the President of the UAE. And when he met the President of the UAE, at least, the warmth was very, very obvious. There was that big hug, but these are also two leaders who have a storied relationship. They're known for how much they like each other, how much they visited each other over the last few years. What was the actual work that's been done? Bilateral investments, 6 other pacts all signed. Right now we're looking at the Prime Minister talking to the Emir of Dubai. Just walk us through pacts that have been signed yesterday, today, the business on the ground.
Well, if you ask me in one word that how will I define the relations between the two countries, then it is transformative. Now, since 2015, there was no development, no high-level meetings took place between the two countries. But since 2015, this is Prime Minister Modi's 7th visit to UAE. Point number 1. In fact, there has been 5 high-level visits between two countries in last 1 year, and talking about the agreements, the MOUs and the exchange of agreement that took place. And the important one is the Bilateral Investment Treaty, which recently received cabinet note in India. That one agreement was exchanged. Then the intergovernmental framework for the IMAC, the corridor which is coming up between India, UAE, Europe, and in fact that was launched during the G20 summit in New Delhi, and the intergovernmental framework was exchanged yesterday. Other than this, what is going to be the most important thing for our viewers is that the UPI will get operational in UAE in next 3 months. So that's the biggest takeaway of Prime Minister Modi's visit to UAE. Now Indians can shop in Dubai and Abu Dhabi doing payments using UPI interface. There are agreements in fintech. Then there are also agreements as far as construction of ports are concerned in Gujarat and Abu Dhabi. Then there is also one agreement for to preserve the maritime monument. There is also an agreement in the sector of energy. The food parks are coming up with the investment of the government of UAE in Gujarat. If you remember last year around, there was an announcement. In fact, I did this question to Foreign Secretary this morning that Emir Group is planning to make an investment of 500 crore in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So that is also being negotiated, and because of the bilateral investment treaty that was exchanged yesterday, perhaps it would facilitate such investments coming from UAE to India. So that is also a milestone which was achieved yesterday when two leaders met. Today the bilateral talks are going on with Dubai, and in fact we've also been told that there is a Bharat Mart which will come up in few years, and Prime Minister will lay foundation stone for the same. It would perhaps it would provide market for Indian products, not just in UAE but whole of the region. So that is again a milestone in few years from now. So there's lot that has been done. There's lot which is yet to be done, but the way the personal rapport between the two leaders is perhaps something which is rock solid, and the entire relationship and the transformative relationship is relying on that, and of course the people to people ties. I remember Prime Minister Modi yesterday mentioning कि हमने जब उनसे ज़मीन मांगी तो उन्होंने बोला आप जहाँ भी हाथ रख देंगे वो ज़मीन हम आपको दे देंगे. So that's a level of understanding between the two leaders, and Prime Minister did mention this point yesterday while addressing diaspora at Zayed Sports City Stadium. Also, the diaspora plays a very important role because since the formation of UAE in 1971, diaspora has played in the growth of UAE.
The visuals we're showing our audiences right now are from the World Government Summit. Remember, the Prime Minister is set to address it in just a little while from now. Last night, the Burj Khalifa lighting up in India's tricolour to commemorate exactly this moment. You can see the Prime Minister on your screens. We'll go back to my colleague Siddhant in just a second to understand more. But listen in right now to, as you could hear for just a second, the sounds that were playing. Now, what is the World Government Summit? It's an annual event. It's always held in Dubai, in the UAE. And the idea is essentially to bring together global leaders. The idea is to have a global dialogue about government processes, policies, and there are usually varying issues: futurism, technology innovation, etc., defense ties. Now, what we're looking at on your screens is the Prime Minister's arrival there. As we told you earlier, the Prime Minister is set to address the World Government Summit today itself. And as we said yesterday, so India is the guest of honor. All right, on your screens there, you can see the Prime Minister. Dubai's Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum was also standing right next to him, sitting right next to him in those visuals.